Hi guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Andy Lamette and this is my pregnancy journey now. I am all about total wellness. So if you're just joining in, I am definitely making this journey one of a fit mind, fit body, and a fit soul. So every week I update you guys on how everything is going. So in this video, I'm going to be talking about the signs and symptoms I've been feeling up to this point. Now, like I said, I'm 10 weeks and I am so happy to say that I've got a handle on the morning sickness. And if you're just kind of tuning in, and you want to see what I dealt with a couple weeks ago with the morning sickness, check out that video. But it was terrible. I couldn't eat. I didn't have an appetite. It led me into some pregnancy depression, and I just fell off of like my whole plan to have this fit pregnancy. You know, I had everything planned out and it all went down the drain. So I'm happy to say I got a handle on the morning sickness, and how I did that was, for one, I talked to people. And I suggest you reach out to other people, other women, other moms who have been through this, because they can give you good advice. And this is another thing I would say to help with pregnancy depression. You got to talk to people, because the morning sickness led to the pregnancy depression. You see, so I'm actually glad that I told my coworkers that I was pregnant, and it was pretty early. I told them at like 5 weeks, and that's super early. And I know it's controversial that you shouldn't be saying you're pregnant so early or announcing it, but I'm really happy I did, because they helped me through this. And I mean, they would have been wondering why I was so sick anyway. But they gave me some great advice. For one, I do work in a hospital, so there's a lot of nurses around, people in the medical field with lots of knowledge, and moms. So one of my coworkers, for one, told me, don't stress, because for one, your baby is fine. Just make sure you're drinking water. And she said, you can go without food for days, even weeks, but you can't go without water. So as long as you're hydrating, your baby's going to be okay. And that was super comforting to me, because that was another thing that was making me feel so bad and depressed, because I'm sitting here so sick and I don't want to eat anything. I don't have an appetite, but I felt so bad that I wasn't giving any nourishment to my baby. So that, for one, made me feel good. And I mean, during this conversation, I was just crying and crying. So whatever, it was what it was, but it really helped me out. I had this really nice network of female coworkers to kind of support me through this, and I've never really had that before. So not only did she say that, another coworker told me how she dealt with morning sickness by eating lemons with salt. So I was doing that, and that I started doing that, and that helped. Also, another coworker told me that she lived off of crackers, and to eat them the first thing in the morning, like when you wake up, have a saltine cracker, because you start getting morning sickness when you don't have any food in your system. And I didn't realize that. So I'm like, no wonder it's called morning sickness, but it's because you haven't eaten all night, and in the morning your stomach's empty, you start getting sick. So she said, even if you don't feel like eating, at least eat a cracker. So I started eating the saltine crackers right when I woke up, and that started working. Another thing is, I've been carrying around little things of pickles and pickle juice, and I've been snacking on those, and those have been working as well. So I'm getting a handle on the morning sickness. I just make sure that I don't get hungry and that I keep those lemons around. Now, 2 weeks later, the morning sickness is kind of going away, which I'm super happy for. I haven't been having to keep those lemons around and eat those crackers. Now, I still have to eat in the morning, and especially if I'm going to go work out, I have to eat. And before, I didn't have to do that. I would just get up and go work out. But now, if I don't eat, and it has to be a pretty nice sized meal. I mean, not heavy, but I used to just eat like a slice of bread and then go work out, or a banana. But I did that once, and then I ended up with like morning sickness in the swimming pool as I was swimming. And I mean, I was so determined that I wanted to get a workout in. I just went ahead and did it, but it was like, I felt like I was going to throw up. But the thing with my morning sickness is I just feel like I'm going to throw up, but I feel nauseous, but I've never thrown up. So, but anyways, that's how I've been getting a handle on the morning sickness. And getting a handle on the morning sickness helped me get a handle on the pregnancy depression. Now, other things I've been doing to make sure I don't slip into pregnancy depression is, for one, making sure I'm meditating and doing, the things that I know keeps my energy in the right spot. So I'm back to meditating in the mornings. I also really wanted to find some good guided meditations specifically for pregnancy. So I've been researching things, looking into those type of videos on YouTube. And it was kind of hard. I didn't really find a lot of guided meditations that were saying the things I wanted to hear. They were more along the lines of connecting with your baby and that kind of thing. But I needed something to tell me I was doing fine, the baby's doing fine, and certain things. So I ended up listening to this one video of pregnancy affirmations, and that was exactly what I needed to hear. So now what I'm doing is I'm making this playlist of pregnancy meditations and affirmation videos that I'm listening to on a regular basis to keep my energy right, to keep me stress-free, and to make sure all my thoughts are positive about this pregnancy. So if you want to check that out, I'll have the link to that, and I'll be updating that as I go, as I keep listening to all different types. I'm gonna find like my favorite picks. Another thing is exercise. So now that I've been getting more exercise in, I'm feeling happier, I'm feeling lighter. Also, doing things you like to do and you enjoy doing. So just getting out the house and making sure you're active, releasing those natural endorphins. So now I'm making sure like I'm getting up, getting these workouts in, and I'm feeling a lot better. So that is just how I've been able to pull myself out of this pregnancy depression. And I mean, it wasn't horrible. It was about 4 days of me being depressed and walking around like a zombie. But at that point I was like, no, you better change something quick, because I've been depressed for, months and months before, and I don't ever want to get like that. So I had to start doing the things I know that keeps me mentally in a good space. So that's, talking to people about what you're going through, getting advice from others on how to deal with the morning sickness, meditating, getting your energy right, exercising. So far I haven't had any of that depression creeping back up. So far so good, but I need to make sure I stay on top of these things and make sure I'm keeping myself healthy and fit spiritually and mentally. So that's it. So if you are going through pregnancy depression, I suggest those things. I mean, as I go along, if I figure out other things that are helpful, I'm going to totally let you guys know. But definitely check out the playlist I am developing for pregnancy meditations and affirmations. Make sure you check out all my updates for this week. If you want to know more about the diet and exercise, that's there as well. And then my first prenatal care visit, if you want to see my baby in live action. So Make sure you like and subscribe. Hit that bell so you can get a notification next week when I let you know how everything's going with the signs and symptoms.